Welcome to Let's Talk Investing, a co-production of the Globe and Mail and the Investor Education Fund. I'm Rob Carrick, personal finance columnist at the Globe and Mail, and with me is Dr. David Stanley. David is an ex-psychology professor who has become an expert in dividend investing, and he's a frequent contributor to the Canadian Money Saver magazine on the topic of dividend investing. David, let's talk about your Beat the TSX strategy, which you've written a lot about in the Canadian Money Saver magazine, and if people are interested in it, they can go and look in the Money Saver and find your periodic updates. What is the Beat the TSX strategy? How does it work?
It's so simple. You simply pick the top 10 paying dividend stocks.
You mean the highest yielding stocks?
Yes, highest yielding, and that's your portfolio for a year.
And you select these from the S&P TSX 60 index, right?
The Titans Index, that's right.
Okay, now the S&P TSX 60, that's the 60 of the biggest, most liquid blue chips in the Canadian market.
You bet.
So you're working with a pool of really pretty good high quality stocks right there.
So that's good to begin with.
Now, you've got the high yield, which tells us that when a stock's yield rises, it tells us that the share price is going down because the yield always moves in the opposite direction of the share price. You're buying stocks that are out of favor there, aren't you?
That's the point.
How does it work?
Well, the idea is that over the long term, you're never going to get real fire sales on these really good blue chip stocks. But you want to get them when they're more reasonable.
And they're reasonably priced when the yield has risen.
That's right.
Okay, so it's almost like a discipline of enforced buying low.
You bet.
And you do this once a year.
Yes, and the idea is to get yourself a portfolio of these stocks and keep them for a long, long period of time and keep reinvesting those dividends so you get compounding.
Okay, now let's talk about how this works. I know you've tabulated this portfolio since 1987, and how is it done in comparison to the S&P TSX Composite Index?
Well, I have to tell you that it's doubled it.
Double the performance. Okay, now everybody wants to know down market performance, or if they're smart, they want to know how, they want to stress test their investments. How do they do in tough times? How did this do in 2008?
In 2008, we were down. Most everybody was. We were down only 18%. The index was down 28%.
What prevented you from falling as much as the index?
Those dividend stocks kind of act like a pillow underneath your investment and keep it from going down, because when they get really low, people are going to buy it for the dividend.
David, this sounds almost too good to be true. I'll fall less in down markets and I'll make more in up markets.
That's it.
That's dividend investing for you.
Yes.
Thanks, David.
Thanks.